Okay, so now we're back into the game here against Ohio State. We're up 14-3 at the half. So this would be the time when you would expect the computer to start doing some things to take advantage of their superior talent to get back into this game. And there I probably should have downed the ball in the end zone. And if you look at... And they lose their second strong safety. I don't know if that was the second string strong safety or if that was just another strong safety on the roster. It didn't look like the numbers on their defense changed. But now we're going to go and attack and see if we... And unfortunately, Bowman couldn't drag it in before he got hit. Oh, good. Strong safety 21 is going to be out for 3 weeks. So we're going to go for the play again. Now here, this time I threw it too much to the left. If I'd thrown a little further upfield, he would have been gone because the safety and the corner were in the right position. Maybe in reaction to the play action pass, I don't know, but okay, yeah, that was not likely going to work with the ball thrown too far deep. So we're just going to punt here. But there was a time when I played this game consistently that I could get that play to work a lot. And it's just that I'm out of practice with the precision. It's not the quarterback. I'm using the same quarterback. I'm using the same team that I would have been using when I played this game. All right, so we stop the fullback here on first down. They're in pretty good field position. And I'm going to keep sending the linebackers here on second down. And we get a little bit of action from Tommy Davis there. They're going 5 wideouts here on 3rd and 5. Krenzel's not a running quarterback, so it's not likely that they're spreading us out to facilitate that. And, there's not... They throw it and they don't really find anything in the middle there. So now they're punting.
It's 4th down, and the punt team lines up. Number 21 gets it off. Number 18 signals for a fair catch. This one's going to be
goes into the end zone, so we're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line, and we can start trying to run the ball again. Okay, it looks here like we could make a break for the outside, but Ohio State's got a fair amount of speed, and you can see that the safety there wasn't fooled as to what we were doing. I do a little hurry up, see if I can catch them off guard, but they completely shift to where the running play would go. So I have to run back across the play, which doesn't exactly work, but it sets up 3rd and 1. And, of course, if you know anything about us on 3rd and 1, you know the fullback blast is coming up here with Hedgecock. So they pinch in to try to stop it. But I just follow my gaps, and I get enough for the first down there. Right, going to go into the counter lead. That was the play that we scored the touchdown with Jock Lewis in the first half on. And here, if the blockers could have held 47, who is A.J. Hawk, a little bit longer, we might have broken that one. But as it is, we're going to go 2nd and 3, and I'm going to try to hit Bowman, or I'm going to look and see what the matchup on Bowman is. And if I don't like it, then I'll just let Durant run it. just like this.
Decides to run with it. And he's taken down. They made a
Yeah, the quarterback here is Darian Durant, who
This run's worth
he was with the Tar Heels from the 2001 to 2004 seasons. Played a little bit as a redshirt freshman in relief of Ronald Curry, and
they line up in an eye.
they developed a two-headed quarterback system for that 1 year. And then Willie Parker's going to fumble for us.
Down he goes. And they couldn't have asked for a better time.
So we were doing pretty comfortably, and then all of a sudden now we've got to stop them again.
They're on the right side of the 50 as they start this drive. 3 wideouts here.
Durant held a lot of the passing records by the time that he left Carolina, since he was essentially a 4-year starter.
Takedown at the 45-yard line.
And then his records were partially broken by
Ball on the
T.J. Yates and partially broken by Marquise Williams, the quarterback who just left Carolina. But Durant was the starting quarterback during my entire time in college, so I have kind of a soft spot for that guy, and you'll see him in other games besides this one. I'm not talking just about the college football games, but I'll create Durant in Madden and some other things as well as time moves on. Durant did win a championship at the professional level,
and they couldn't hook up on that one.
as Lionel Green makes a good play there.
Really good heads-up play there to get a hand on the football by the defense.
That championship was the Grey Cup. He won the Grey Cup with the Saskatchewan Roughriders several years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. No idea what those guys are doing right now. I pounded the running back. Unfortunately, it was play action, and fortunately for us, the pass was incomplete. But yeah, we didn't hit the quarterback, obviously.
3 wideouts here. Drops back to pass. Over the middle.
Yeah, that time we did hit the quarterback, but Dexter Reed could not pull off
Needle with that pass.
his third interception of the day. So it's looking like they're going to kick a field goal here from 34 yards out. Now, they have Mike Nugent, who was a pretty good kicker in college and
Up for a long field.
been kicking in the pros.
The kick is up.
And he leaves it short. So they've missed a field goal, and I've missed a field goal now. I've got the ball again, and I'm now back up 11. So we're
Set up shot.
doing pretty good. We're in pretty good shape here.
The Tar Heel.
And yes, I'm back to trying to throw the ball to Adarius Bowman on this play. That time it works.
And he's brought down.
We get a good gain. Bowman gets 100 yards receiving, and I'm going to throw it back at him again on this next play. It just depends on, again,
Wants to throw outside.
that time the corner was too close. That's Chris Gamble. So, I mean, that is the best corner that they've got in coverage there.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line.
But
Come out in the ace.
that's about more where I'd want to throw the ball, though, on this play. Now, this time I was forced to throw it up,
There was a
and that was just
quarterback there.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it in a hurry.
wasn't necessarily thinking that was going to work here.
It's 3rd down and 10. Ball on the 37.
All right, now at this point, I'm thinking I really want to make this,
He's going
get what I can out of this. Unfortunately, Gamble breaks up the pass again. And 37 yards, I'm going to go for it.
to go for it here.
Now, my intentions here are to basically
Back to pass. He's looking. Now he's
run away, but unfortunately one of the defensive ends
taken down.
for Ohio State was not properly blocked. So we really didn't get a lot out of that. So Ohio State's going to take over here with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. And we're still at a 14-3 score.
Receiver. He drops back. Steps up in the pocket. And it's caught.
Okay, Krenzel throws it out to Claret. Fortunately, Green is there to make the tackle.
Blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the quarterback to find a hot receiver.
2nd and 2 coming up here. Ball on the 43.
But on 2nd and 2, I'm pretty sure they're going to run it, so we're once again going to send the linebackers here.
He steps up under pressure.
And they don't run it. Instead, they throw it to Michael Jenkins. I think his name's Michael Jenkins. And they get a big first down and flip the field position. And although the quarter ends here, but we're not, and as much as we might flash the 4 into the air here, there is still work for us to do. All right, this looked like a run formation, and then we deflect the ball into the hands of the Ohio State receiver, which seems a bit crappish. And then because we're in the 4th quarter, Ohio State decides to go for 2 to make it a field goal game.
They needed to go for 2, and that's what they'll do here. Back to pass. Throws this one out to the left.
But, we've got everything blocked off. So now the Buckeyes are down 5, and they need a touchdown. They can't get back in any other way. Of course, a touchdown will give them the lead. All right, here comes Wallace Wright, a freshman special teams ace. Wright would eventually spend a few years in the NFL doing that kind of stuff. And one of my few kick returns for a touchdown in this game is a 100-yard return from Wallace Wright, which again is kind of weird because Wright's not the fastest guy on the team. Michael Waddell is faster, the guy who's been returning most of the kicks and plays cornerback on this team. All right, so now I'm trying to run some clock, but I still need another score. And it's 3rd and 6, and I don't want to give them the ball back. So I'm going to try to do what I did on that 4th down play. And they even moved their line in to pinch, but then they spy the QB. I was like, oh, that sucks. So I go ahead and let it rip, and somehow the ball falls into the grasp of Jaworski Pollock. Pollock was about a 5'8" receiver. He caught a bunch of balls over his career. In fact, he had, I think, the career reception and the single-season reception records until Hakeem Nicks came to school. But yeah, I was just throwing that up. I didn't really have much hope for that, and somehow it worked. So now we're going to run a little option here. And that's how that would work if you wanted to pitch the ball. Unfortunately, we didn't get as much off of it as I would have liked, about 2 yards.
It's 2nd down and 8. This is the 5th play of this drive.
Okay, I'm going to try to run this ball up the middle here since they seem to have vacated that area with their defense. And so Willie Parker gets it up to about the 2-yard line, and that means it's time for the fullback plunge. So we're going to send Madison Hedgecock into the end zone for the touchdown. And now we got a little bit more distance between us and the Buckeyes.
And he hits the PAT. So with just over 3 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, the score is North Carolina 21, Ohio State 9. North Carolina is ready to kick it away. Gamble and number 28 back ready to return. Kicks it off.
So we're going to kick off here, and
Gamble takes it from the 6.
this time I managed to hunt down Chris Campbell with Jeff Longany, a linebacker who would become more important in the next couple seasons, but he was sort of discovered as a sophomore.
They'll throw on first down. Steps up. He's going right.
All right, so a little deflection there from Malon Carey.
Just stuck his hand out and hit the football.
But if they're going to keep 3 wide receivers out there, we're going to go nickel.
25. Ohio State sets up in the eye.
Now they've sent Claret into the formation, so it's pretty clear they're going to throw the ball here.
Wants to throw outside, and that one's fallen incomplete.
They look for Jenkins,
That pass had some velocity.
can't find him.
Well, I think here the quarterback panicked a little bit and rifled it as hard as he could.
And then on 3rd and 10, they go into this formation. But I stay in the nickel because I'm not
Third down at
necessarily buying that they're
5-yard line.
going to run it here, because it doesn't really make any sense for them to.
Under pressure. He's looking deep down the left side.
So they hit Jenkins for the 2nd time, and Waddell drags him down, but Jenkins goes over 100 yards receiving on just 3 catches. And that time we played a lot of man-to-man. There was no safety help over the top for the zone. So that was a bad idea. And unfortunately, we're still stuck in the same defense because they decided to go hurry up. So Jenkins catches another ball, and now they're threatening him 1st and goal. So I go into a 4-3. Alden Blizzard's now out there since Dumas is tired.
Line up in a split back set.
And they try to run the fullback, and that gets nowhere. Okay, I'm still playing a 4-3 set with a lot of zone coverage.
The Buckeyes go with the I formation.
This time they try to run Claret in, and that gets them nowhere either. I'm going to keep consistent with my defense here,
Let's see if they can
even though this is a running formation.
read with a
The fullback is stopped on 3rd down, setting up 4th down. And now I'm going to go into the 4-4 front and try to put as much pressure on the line as I can. So we're going to pinch the tackles. And unfortunately, they
well, that's how you get it done when you're down by the
were able to block us off the ball and get the 1 inch that they needed. So this is going to put them down 5 with 1:30 to go. So my guess is they're probably going to do an onside kick.
and he tacks on the extra point.
With just over a minute to go. They have all 3 of their timeouts, so in theory they could have
21. Ohio State
kicked it deep and tried to stall me into punting.
good bounce for a possible recovery here. Let's get the call.
All right, so they kick it out of bounds. This forces a re-kick. I don't have an option to just take the ball where it goes.
Gotta like that one.
Yeah, because
Um,
great field position and nobody has to get hit.
and for some reason, they get a better kicking position.
Ohio State lined up for the onside.
They're kicking from the 40 now. I have no idea why this
Here
is.
goes nothing. Here's the call from the referee. And they're going to get good field position.
After screwing it up the 2nd time, though, it's now our ball.
Kicking the ball out of bounds. Now the
The ball should be about on the right side, the right hash, since where it was kicked.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 48. I-formation.
So I can go back into the counter lead, although their defensive shift here suggests that it's not going to do quite what I wanted. Also didn't help that my offensive lineman came off his block and didn't get anybody after that.
The Tar Heel. Line
All right, so it's 2nd and 8.
Parker again, and he is drilled.
I guess I could have tried to run it to the outside there, but
Second timeout.
instead I went ahead and pushed it up the middle, and now we're going to go to the same sort of scenario. We're going to try to have our wide receivers run off the underneath guys,
Defensive back.
and then
It's a bad.
run it for a 1st down with the quarterback.
He keeps it. Big opening. And he
As long as we don't fumble, we should be in good shape doing that.
That defense got to be
All right, and then I get a little greedy.
question. You can see the guys are
because we're over on the left side of the field. We're over here where this play is designed.
Ace backfield. He's looking for his man.
And Bowman has it, loses it. You know, our throwing stats and Krenzel's throwing stats are both pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to go back to running it on the ground. You can see Dexter Reed with his 2 interceptions was given player of the game.
And down he goes at the 36-yard line. Ohio State takes a timeout, and that was their last.
All right, Ohio State's now out of timeouts. We're once again on 3rd and 6, and so we're going to do the same thing we did last time that we were on 3rd and 6. This time they've got a linebacker shifted into coverage on Bowman, and this time they bring everybody, or they break down my defense on the left side, so I run it up to the right.
So the ground game picks up another first down.
Well, this really works on a defensive psyche. You can see the guys on defense right now just trying to catch their wind. Once again,
And here I'm picking a
but we're unable to do it. The offense
4 wide receiver play instead of a 5 wide receiver play.
They'll work from the shotgun. Drops back to pass.
Just looking for something conservative here, so we get Bowman the ball. We're stopped a little short, 2nd and 2, but we can run out the clock at this point.
defensive coverage and delivering the ball to the open receiver.
2nd and 2. Ball on the 15. Parker lines up in the deep back. I formation. They hand it off again. And down he goes. They'll get
And Willie Parker gets the first down, but that's going to be it for the game. We're not going to throw it into the end zone on them. We're not going to kick the field goal here. We're just going to let it run out. And we've defeated the number 1 team in the nation according to NCAA Football 2004.
final thoughts here.
I'm sad to see this one in because
So a big victory for the Heels here. And
had plenty of chances to win this
so one of the sprites didn't load
All you can do now
because the coach was supposed to be, patting a player on the back. Instead, he was patting the air.
And our final count, North Carolina 21, Ohio
Right, so next, for football, we're going to be moving into a little bit of weirdness with NFL Street. And I will see you guys next time.